What's going on, my guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Gary with Game by the Beach. Very excited to be here with you today because we are showing off a full free-to-play deck today, okay? We've got no epic heroes, no legendary heroes. I don't have any legendary heroes anyway. One legendary card, but it is Frost. You can definitely switch in Frost instead of... You can definitely switch in Cold Mage instead of Frost, so you could put in Vampire, or maybe you have a Legendary, maybe you have Summoner, or Dryad, or something. It's interchangeable, and also Frost is one of the very first, if not the first, Legendary for most people in most situations, so it is in there, but we are trying out the triple, maybe even quadruple slow deck, because I feel like in today's day and age, it's the only way for a free-to-play deck to actually find some wins on the ladder when you progress past, let's say, 5,000 trophies. So the most common decks that you're going to see out there today is Inquisitor, mainly because of the faction, Cultist, and Blade Dancer, because those cards are both really strong right now, and then also some Shaman decks. So if you run into a Shaman deck, thank your lucky star, because Ivy is the Shaman killer. Catapult helps out a lot as well, so you should be in okay shape if that does happen. But with those two main decks that we're playing against, Cultist as well as Blade Dancer, they always have a cap in how long they can last in the game. They output a ton of damage, but after like wave 3 or 4, if we can make it there, they start falling off pretty quick. But if you guys are enjoying this video, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, like the video, and also check out those memberships because we get a lot of cool perks that I know you guys will enjoy, including the ongoing raffle for you to get your very own Mallard mug. All you got to be is a rare member. We do the raffle every single season, so definitely make sure you guys are eligible for that. And here is our first boss. We haven't paid any attention whatsoever, but typically what I like to do with this deck is really level everybody up pretty evenly, okay? When I'm looking at my board, we're going to go up against Puppeteer. We might be in an okay spot because it's early on to actually take out Puppeteer relatively quickly. But in terms of mana upgrades, I try to do everyone pretty evenly, okay? So we're going to get everybody to level 3 right here. I'm going to really just spam my J as much as I can. I feel like a lot of people don't run J and a lot of people don't run Catapult. But I think together, it's a pretty solid combination because it does a little extra damage. It definitely does a little extra slow. And then when it comes to combining out, really, we're looking for 1 or 2 slow of each card, right? So we've got a bunch of Bombardiers. Let's combine those out. Got a bunch of Frost. Let's combine those out. Some more Bombardiers. Let's combine those out. Got a couple of Frost. Combine those out. Bunch of Catapults, combine those out. Bombardiers, combine those out. You guys get the process, right? You can kind of see how I'm doing this, right? And in doing this, we're going to get a bunch of Crystal Mancers, which they work better the more you have on the field. We're really not so concerned with our damage per se, but in this instance, we are going up against Puppeteer, and it's just kind of a shame if you go up against Puppeteer and it ranks you down in mana level. So we're going to try and kill it as quick as we can. Which, what we're going to try and do is basically level up our Bombardiers to pause and level up our Crystal Mancers to actually take it out. But we're holding them to our portal pretty well, which is always a good thing. Ivy's taken out the meat of everything. I could J right here, but I'm going to wait. I'm actually going to J Puppeteer when it pops up. And 198 for HP is not bad. Notice I actually hit it before I saw it. And we should be able to take this guy out, which we did, without taking any hits from Puppeteer. We got Puppeteer again. Honestly, I kind of hate Puppeteer with this deck because it just continuously levels your cards down. But maybe it's not the end of the world. Maybe it's not the end of the world. I'm going to combine out some of these guys just because we've got a bunch of, well, not really mana, but plays that we can make. So I'm going to do that. Let's level up our Crystal here. I'm going to hit our J. Let's get our Ivy up one time. We only have one measly Ivy. Let's combine out these crystals here because we need a little bit more action out of Ivy here. There's a rank 3. Rank 3 is really, really good. I'm going to get my Catapult because Catapult actually does a decent amount of damage as well. We can combine out those. I'm spamming my J. those frosts, but I'm going to hang out for now just because our board's not 100% full. And hopefully Ivy kind of breaks and we can just do a ton of damage, which we did. We have a bunch of Crystalmancers. We've got a good amount of catapults. We have one high-ranking frost. I'm going to hit my J again. I'm going to even go Bombardier here. Maybe, it's Puppeteer. Puppeteer, man. As soon as it levels everything down, it just makes it so much more frustrating to try and get everything back up to the level you want. You can see we kind of lost some traction at the end there, but hopefully our Crystalmancers can do work, and I can actually hit my J in just a second. Take it out. I don't want you to... I don't care if you move us around, but don't rank me down. Thank you so much. Let's get our Ivy up. I'm going to get my Frost up, and we're actually going up against Tamer next, which I'm not so worried about Tamer. It can be a little bit interesting. We don't have any instant kills in here, but at least it's not going to continuously hurt us. Kind of like Warlock would be really bad. I'm not even worried about Bedlam per se. Warlock can be kind of annoying. Puppeteer is definitely annoying. Tribunal is super annoying with this deck. But again, all we're trying to do is outlast our opponent. He's always going to do more damage than us. He has more splash. He has more damage. He has a higher fire rate. Everything. So all we want to do is just keep lasting until he can't, and we're slowing down more than him. So we've got to... It takes a little bit of RNG, a little bit of good luck, a little bit of Rush Royale, God, blessings. But Tamer is on the right track. Tamer's on the right track. I think our board's pretty good to handle some decent bosses. 4.8 versus 1.2. I'm going to hit my J immediately. And I think we should be able to take this guy out. And now... after this boss, now we're kind of hoping for maybe a Bedlam. Get this guy off of his beautiful looking board. He doesn't have a Bombardier. That would be really, really great. But we're still going to keep chugging along. And we also don't want to see any vortexes. We're trying to avoid vortexes like the plague. Hopefully we can do that. I like this. The guy's deck that he's playing right here is super fun. So nothing wrong with that. But I think we're going to be in good shape. We also got a good amount of mana, and you can see we're actually building even more mana because of all the Tamer little monsters. But it makes it a little bit interesting. We could keep spamming our J. I'm going to combine out Crystalmancers here. Another one right there. That's not a bad thing. Anything else I really want to do? Not really. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Crystalmancers, 2 Bombardiers, 2 Frosts, 3 Catapults, 3 Ivies. It really could be worse. I'm going to hit my J right here because it comes back pretty quick. I might as well just add to the slow as much as I can. But again, we're trying to avoid vortexes right here. And we actually got Puppeteer next, which maybe that's okay. He's taking out his Bannerlord right now. We're just trying to survive. 36 seconds. Here comes a vortex. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Let's hit our J. Slow everybody down. Between our catapults, our bombardiers, our frost, we're trying to take out vortex. That would be huge. 20 seconds. Puppeteer is going to move us every which way, but as long as we can survive this wave, I think we have a decent shot to actually win this game. He's got Elementalist coming back. I've got J. I'm going to hit my J one more time just because. 5 seconds. He's trying to take out Bannerlord. There is a hit, and there is a victory. Hit him with a good game. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Let's check out the stats. And level 8 Cultist, 1243. Yeah, I've got a little bit more crit than him, obviously. But if you look at my card levels, Crystalmancer, Ivy, and Catapult are all level 12. My Bombardier is level 14. My J is level 7. My Frost is level 9. But I think you guys would have guessed that the Cultist deck would have won. Let's try and jump into one more game here just to show it off. I say one more game when I usually do 3 because these games take forever. And before we jump into this next game, let's just say if you guys want to catch me live, I do live stream every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on YouTube and on Twitch. Make sure that you follow me on Twitch because we will be making the switch. And we are thinking about doing a Saturday live stream sometime in the afternoon. So if you guys are interested in this Saturday having a live stream, definitely let me know in the comments. And like I said, follow me on Twitch because we are going to be making that switch. But here we go. We got Gorgon. For some reason, I thought it was Puppeteer. Maybe it's just engraved in my brain. But the first couple of waves, I love this deck with the first couple of waves. Tribunal, Puppeteer, Bedlam, doesn't really matter. Because Ivy is fantastic for the first wave. Catapult is fantastic for the first maybe 1 or 2 waves, right? So you can kind of just do whatever you want. If you're trying to play Puppeteer and you don't want to level your units up, you definitely don't have to. A level 1 Ivy will do the trick. A level 1 Catapult will do the trick. So that's one of the reasons I really do love this deck. And I think Catapult really is the key, okay? Here's another deck, right? We just played Cultist. It's exactly what I was talking about. Cultist is all over the meta right now. Now we're going up against a Blade Dancer. It's the same exact thing. You need a little bit of luck. You need a little bit of good fortune from the Rush Royale gods. But it is possible to take out Blade Dancer and Cultist because there is that cap. You can only last so long with these decks. So as long as you're set up well enough, you don't take a hit early on because there was a tribunal or something and you couldn't set your board up. Whatever it is, you just have to outlast them. You don't have to do more damage than them. So going up against Gorgon, we could level some stuff up. I guess I might as well just do this. I'll do that. We'll go here. I suppose we're more worried about card levels than, say, mana level right now. But realistically, it doesn't really matter. So let's just start leveling some people up. We can get our Crystalmancer up one time. And here we are going up against Gorgon. So Gorgon's absolutely fine. I would take a Gorgon most times. I think the best boss we can get is Tamer. Tamer and Bedlam can get kind of ugly, but it's not the end of the world if I see Bedlam. There's Bedlam right now. So kind of okay with that, to be honest. I'm just going to make sure that my card level. So right now, I could continue to try and change my board a little bit, but I think we've got some pretty good Crystalmancers to deal with a boss, and we actually want to take this boss out quickly. Like, if it was a Tamer right now, I wouldn't worry so much about my mana level upgrades, and I would worry more about my board, because taking out Tamer is never going to affect my board. But since it's Bedlam, I'm going to kind of make sure that we have some Bombardier stun, we've got some pretty good damage coming out of our Crystalmancers, and still try to build some mana as well. So we're going to do our Ivy right there. And that should be a pretty decent setup to take on Bedlam, which is all really important. All these little things in the beginning is super important because, again, all we're trying to do is last longer than your opponent. So if you take a hit early on, it's really, really troublesome. We didn't even take a hit at all in that last game, did we? No, I don't think we did. But it was pretty close. Okay, we got 25 seconds. We've got about 1,500 mana in a second when Ivy pops. Come on, Ivy. There you go. There, 1,700. So I think we're going to be in a decent spot to take out Bedlam here. And then we'll kind of reevaluate depending on what the boss is. If it's Tribunal, we'll try to combine out, get our board a little bit more scarce. If it's Tamer, I'm going to just try and make my board a little bit more. I'm going to hit my J there. A little bit more spread out if it's Tamer. So let's see what we got. His board already looks pretty good. It's Tribunal, so exactly what we were talking about. Let's just do a little bit of that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. There. And I think this is pretty good. I'm going to wait for a mini boss. I'll just hit it right now. Mini boss. Nope. A little bit weird timing. And we've got a minute left. I'm going to just get my Frost. I usually stop upgrading at a minute left before Tribunal, just to make sure I have a lot of mana to try and make my board look better after Tribunal. But we actually have a lot of trouble against Tribunal. It's going to rank us down, and we often don't have enough damage from our Crystalmancers to take out Tribunal consistently. So this wave matters a lot. It could be a little bit interesting, but I think we've still got a decent setup here. I'm going to combine out here. Another Frost is kind of okay. I wish we had a few more catapults, to be honest. I think that would make a bit of a difference here. But it should be okay. Let's just keep on going. I'm going to hit my J here. I was trying to make sure that I got the mini-boss in there. You can barely see it. It's hiding in there. But he's not even doing that fantastic right now either, so Tribunal will hit him. Tribunal is the absolute worst when you're going up against a Blade Dancer deck, because typically it will only hit your board and it won't affect the Blade Dancer deck, but his board wasn't set up perfectly, so it was good that he got a hit, but now he actually was able to make his board look nice again. So kind of a positive and a negative for him. That's okay. What do we got next? We got Warlock. Warlock's another one that's a little bit interesting. We've only got one Bombardier here. Let's just do that. I don't mind that at all. That's okay as well. Let's hit our J. I just want to keep hitting our J as much as we can, because that, with Bombardier, with Catapult, and with Ivy, can take out a lot of the mass. But with our board, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Crystal Mancers, which is pretty good. I like it. I like it. He's having a little bit of a tough time, but realistically, not really. I'm going to hit my J. Warlock, honestly, is not great for us. It looks like he's having a tough time, but look at the amount of monsters on my board versus his board, to where when Warlock actually comes, it's going to decimate my board. Whether we take it out or not, my board's going to look super ugly after Warlock's done, and he's going to take it out almost immediately. 1 second. They got all the way around our board. Definitely not a good wave for us, but let's hit our J. We do have Bombardier. Oh, it actually targeted our Bombardier right away. And we've got a bunch of Crystal Mancers. We still have Catapult that can do a little bit of stun. But, see, I think it was at 4-1, and then it jumped to 4-7. This is just going to absolutely murder our board. So it's kind of a tough situation here, to where, do we even want to try and kill it? I think we're doing enough right now that it's worth trying to kill, rather than just letting it be and just accepting our fate. But here he got 2 mil. I mean, I don't think we are going to kill it. 2-9. Jeez, man. We still got a bunch of Crystal Mancers. That's kind of fine. I guess I'll hit J, but like, if I keep trying to slow and do damage and slow and whatever, we have a chance that we're going to kill it, but we also have a chance that we won't kill it, and we're going to take more hits on our board, which is the worst. Okay, so we are going to take a hit here, but genuinely, oof, we're close. We got pretty close. Genuinely, his board is not that impressive. We don't have any Bombardiers, though. Come on, Bombardier. There's a Bombardier. Let's hit our J right now. He's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Blade Dancers. We have a chance to sneak out a victory. We really do. We've got a couple high-ranking Frosts. We've got one Bombardier. We've got one high-ranking Catapult. We've got a bunch of Ivies. He is taking stuff out right now, but he's going to have another Bannerlord that he's going to have to deal with soon. He does not have his active ability from Gadget yet. He's trying to take out a Bannerlord right now. I can't tell what it is. 1.1. Guys, there is a victory. Hit him with a good game. Guys, a free-to-play deck. Okay, the only thing suspicious is my critical damage, okay? Genuinely, all right? Genuinely, that's the only thing that's somewhat suspect. But we took out a Cultist deck and a Blade Dancer deck in one video. This guy's crit was pretty good. Level 9, Blade Dancer. Really couldn't ask for more. Guys, try this out on your accounts. Catapult is really, really useful. If you have Vampire in there or something else in there, I found that Catapult works best, because you do have that little extra slow, little extra damage. And with J, it's also useful. I tried this deck with Trainer. I did not win with Trainer, but J seemed to do the trick. But that's going to be the end of this YouTube video, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll check you guys out in tomorrow's video.